So what is the difference between doing right versus being right? On the surface, they appear to be similar, but they couldn't be more opposite. Doing right is about recognizing the needs of a situation above the needs of your own. It includes you, but it is not about you. It is about being curious, listening, learning, and finding the best solution, not your solution. Let's look at being right. They say on the contrary, being right is making a situation about yourself, showing or proving to others that what you think and know is right. So trying to be right, it takes less time and effort, limits possibilities, and restricts participation and contribution. It's like closing a door versus opening a door. It's the difference that makes the difference, right? Being right is about words. Mostly about words. Mostly about you trying to explain something. But it's about words at the wrong time. That's what people do when they trying to be right. They're saying something at the wrong time. When you just trying to be right, you just trying to prove something. You just trying to be right in that moment, or you trying to win this current argument. Being right goes no further than that argument. Period. Doing right have a lasting effect on you and everybody that's involved. Let's look at being right. Being right is about words at the wrong time. Let's go to Sirach chapter 20. Being right is about making statements or speaking at the wrong time. Let's go to Sirach chapter 20. Let's start at 18.
Sirach chapter 20 and verse 18. Sirach chapter 20 and verse 18. To slip upon a pavement is better than to slip with the tongue.
Go ahead.
So the fall of the wicked shall come speedily.
It's a slipping with the tongue make the fall of the wicked come faster. The tongue makes you fall faster, is what that is saying. Go ahead.
Verse 19. An unseasonable tale will always be in the mouth of the unwise.
Go ahead.
A wise sentence shall be rejected.
It said what?
A wise sentence shall be rejected.
It said a wise sentence is going to be rejected. Go ahead.
A wise sentence shall be rejected when it cometh out of a fool's mouth.
Right.
For he will not speak it in due season.
That's proof that being right is wrong if you speaking it at the wrong time. It's a wise sentence will be rejected if it's spoken and not in due season. This is proving that being right is not profitable. It's not profitable. Read that again, verse 20.
Sirach chapter 18 and verse 20.
Chapter 20.
Sirach chapter 20 verse 20. A wise sentence shall be rejected when it cometh out of a fool's mouth, for he will not speak it in due season.
So let's say a fool speak wise things or be right at the wrong times. A fool will be right at the wrong time. That is exactly what that is saying. That's why it's better to do right than to be right. And we just started. That's the first scripture. Let's get a precept. Go to Proverbs 15. Proverbs 15, hit verse 23.
Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 23. A man hath joy by the answer of his mouth.
It said a man should have joy when he speak. A man should have joy when he give an answer by his mouth. Let's see how. Go ahead.
And a word spoken in due season.
A word spoken when?
In due season.
Go ahead.
How good is it?
It say a word spoken in due season is very good. But somebody that's trying to be right, they can say the right thing at the wrong season. That's not profitable because it said it's going to be rejected. It's going to be rejected. You can be what good is it for you to be right if you trying to teach somebody something and they rejecting it? Where's the profit? Nobody is going to profit from that. No one's going to benefit from that. Except the fool, because he's going to be just puffed up with pride. Let's get some more. Go to chapter 25. Chapter 25, verse 11.
Proverbs 25, verse 11. A word fitly spoken.
The word fitly spoken means it's the right time, right place. Go ahead.
Is like apples of gold in pictures of silver.
Just like apples of gold. A word fitly spoken. Proverbs 29. Because being right is just somebody that's going to say something at the wrong time. And that's what makes you a fool. Verse 11.
Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 11. A fool uttereth all his mind.
A fool do what?
A fool uttereth all his mind.
It says a fool go speak all his mind. Go ahead.
But a wise man keepeth it until afterwards.
But it say a wise man go keep it till afterwards. A wise man know when to speak. A wise man know when to teach somebody the right way. When to bring out that wisdom. You can't bring out wisdom when you know somebody is going to reject it. But a fool will speak his whole mind because he knows he's right. And that's his reward. His reward is just to be right. A fool reward is not to teach or edify. A fool's reward is just to be right. So he's going to utter his whole mind. Go to Sirach 18. Sirach 18, let's get 27.
Sirach chapter 18 and verse 27. A wise man will fear in everything, and in the day of sinning he will beware of his offense.
But what a fool gonna do?
But a fool will not observe time.
A fool don't observe time. A fool don't observe time. A fool just utter his whole mind. A fool just say things and not say things out of season. So what time is that talking about? Let's get that in Ecclesiasticus chapter 3. In verse 7.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 7. A time to rend, a time to sow, a time to keep silence.
A time to keep silence, go ahead.
And a time to speak.
A fool don't regard that time. a time to keep silence, and a time to speak. They just want to be right. He's not regarding the time. He's not looking at the time to say, I need to be quiet now because I got this heat ready for him, but I got to give him that heat at the right time. There's a time to be silenced and a time to speak. Get Sirach 21. In verse 26.
Sirach chapter 21 and verse 26. The heart of a fool is in their mouth, but the mouth.
Start at 25.
Verse 25. The lips of talkers will be telling such things as pertain not unto them, but the words of such as have understanding are weighed in the balance.
Go ahead.
The heart of a fool is in their mouth.
It say the heart of a fool is in their mouth, meaning their mind is in their mouth. Everything that they think, they gonna say. Everything, that's what that means. Everything a fool think, he's going to say. Go ahead.
Verse 26. The heart of a fool is in their mouth, but the mouth of the wise is in their heart.
It say, but the mouth of the wise is in their heart, meaning that's the exact opposite. That means a wise man think before he say something. That's big. Go back to Sirach 20. And let's get verse 5.
Sirach chapter 20 and verse 5. There is one that keepeth silent and is found wise, and another by much babbling becometh hateful.
It say, by much babbling, you will become hateful. Trying to be right. People that's trying to be right, they do babble. They do babble. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Some man holdeth his tongue, because he hath not to answer, and some keep it silent, knowing his time.
Knowing his time. This is another precept to Ecclesiasticus 3 and 7. The time to keep silence, a time to speak. It say a wise man, it say, and some keep silence, knowing his time. He know his time when to keep silence. He know his time when to speak. Go ahead.
Verse 7. A wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity, but a babbler and a fool will regard no time.
So it said a wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity. Till he see opportunity. What is that? Well, let's get a precept to that, Sirach 32, before we get the, what is his opportunity? Sirach 32 and 8.
Sirach chapter 32.
This was the precept to that.
And verse 8. Let thy speech be short, comprehending much in few words.
Go ahead.
Be as one that knoweth and yet holdeth his tongue.
So that goes against, that's somebody that can be right, can give you the right answer right now, but they're not. Because it's not what? The season. He said, they know, he said, be as one that knoweth and yet hold his tongue. Meaning this person know the answer. This person got the right answer. But guess what? He's not finna say it until he know the right time. Why? Because if you don't say it in the right time, it's going to be rejected. It's going to be rejected if you don't give the right answer at the right time.
Make sure I set up some rules.
Yeah, you got it on the right time.
That's where you righteously set them up at. Like that's the wisdom in that verse. It gives you the chance to righteously set somebody up to edify.
And so what's the right time? The right time is knowing when somebody is ready to receive it. How can somebody receive something? How do you know when it's the right time for somebody to receive something? Let's get Ecclesiastes chapter 9. This is when you know when it's the perfect time. What does it say? Opportunity.
Chapter 9.
Yes, chapter 9. Let me get to it. Verse 17.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 17. The words of wise men are heard in quiet.
Well, hold on. The words of what?
The words of wise men are heard in quiet.
The words of wise men are heard when it's quiet. Meaning that person had already said everything that they needed to say. That person, you didn't interrupt them, because that's part of doctrine too. Don't interrupt men in the midst of their talk. You let them get everything out. Now you see that opportunity. It say, read that again.
So, Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 17. The words of wise men are heard in quiet.
Go ahead.
More than the cry of him that ruleth among
It
fools.
say, more than the cry of him that rule among fools. So every time you hear a wise man speak, it's going to be when it's quiet. Because guess what? He waited for his opportunity. He waited for when somebody was ready to receive it. He waited for when somebody was ready to be edified. He waited for that person to be sincere. Meaning, he didn't care about being right. He cared about really teaching this person.